Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we've got a look at a brand new ship, the Maas. Now, I am aware that I screwed up and forgot to get the beginning part of these, so there's no build for this one, but it's pretty much exactly what you would expect. If you look at my guide video, or a guide video, whatever you want to call it, it'll have the commander build and everything in the front of it, so maybe I'll leave a link to that in the description below. By the way, hope you had a great weekend. We're getting back into it. I know it's technically Sunday night, but, you know, weekend's pretty much over. Time to get back to the grind, right? So, we're in the Maas, and this is one of my first battles in the Maas, actually. I've run into some trouble. Not with the ship. The ship's actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I am enjoying the German line. Well, the couple ships that I've played so far, anyway. So this is the Tier 6, and unlike the Tier 5, which I believe had the 150, maybe I'm wrong, I don't remember. I'll just keep my mouth shut about stats, because you guys know me, I'm terrible with stats. Now here I think a little ahead of the box. I'm like, okay, well if these guys are out there, surely they're not going to sail in a straight line forever. I'll just go ahead, throw some torpedoes out there in the general direction of that island, because I personally, when I spawn on that side, like to go up and hug that island. And one of the things that I like to do when I'm in a destroyer is counter things that I do personally. And you can see I'm trying to mute this guy. For whatever reason, I went into add friend for the first time. Muting the guy. We're going to get back into it. We like to try to take away what I normally do. And luckily, in this case, or unluckily, none of these guys are planning on doing anything like that. Or at least not right away. So we're going to get into kind of a little bit of a nice zone to do everything we can to hurt the bad guys. And there's a lot of battleships here sailing broadside on, just begging for everybody on my team to get rid of them. And not so much for us. But the first thing I notice about these torpedoes are slow as crap. Like, these torpedoes are real slow. I don't remember how fast they go, but they just... If you watch the torpedoes that we shoot versus the ones that the guy behind me shoots in the Akatsuki, it's disgusting, the difference in speed. Look at this. Look at him go. All right, so we've launched ours. He's launched his, and his are going to cover more distance and get to the teammate, or get to the bad guy in less time. Now the good news is, we put ours in a good position, and this guy is not going to deviate. He apparently missed with his torpedoes, and that's good for us, because that means the battleship doesn't deviate. He stays the course, and he's going to catch multiple torpedoes. Now, we're smoked up, so we're just sitting here in the smoke, trying to get as many shots on this guy as possible. Now, he obviously just took a flooding hit, so he's probably popped his damage control, so we're just going to keep hitting him until he gets caught on fire. And we're going to keep pounding him. There's the fire, and that should be, you know, a fire that's going to last a very, very long time, or until he dies, because I plan on just keep shooting him. And then, of course, the teammate hits him with some armor piercing, and I say teammate, now you'll notice that one of the battleships is like headed towards the corner of the map. I don't know if he disconnected or what, but that guy is not going to play at all. He was like headed out that direction and just stopped playing. I don't think he actually ends up doing anything the rest of the match. But you can see I'm kind of in a bit of a good spot for a destroyer. I've got a Iowa here, and you can see I kind of sprayed both sets of torps ahead of where the line was, but he's currently turning, which means he's slower, so as soon as he gets that thing straightened out, he's going to be able to take off, and it's going to be a problem for me. We're going to try to get as much damage as we can. We're firing our guns in full view of two battleships to easily put hurting on us. We're firing at the Iowa initially, and then we're going to turn away and start firing at this Amagi. Definitely not what you really want to do if you're going to be the main course for these battleships. Like, we're the only ones over here, so every shot that they shoot is going to be focused on us. So we got to do everything we can to avoid it, and we do a decent enough job. We got a long time before our torpedoes come back, and he gets a good hit on us there, and okay, we're good. Lots of missing. Lots of missing. But we switch back to armor piercing to see if we can get some good hits, and unfortunately that's a negative. We just shattered all the rounds right off the side of his. I figure if you aim a little higher up, maybe you get lucky, but no. We started shooting at the superstructure a little bit, but he's getting more damage on us than we're getting on him at the moment. But our torps are almost back, and he takes a torp from the Akatsuki, so that's going to make him wonder. Now, he's got to realize that now that I'm not firing my guns, there's only one reason for that. And A, I disappear. B, I'm setting up a torpedo strike, right? Everybody pretty much knows that. He starts to turn towards me, and then he's going to do something kind of goofy. Instead of just bow tanking straight towards me and taking the 1 or 2 torps that he ends up taking, he's going to start to turn away from us, which makes him a very easy torpedo hit. Like, don't do this, guys, if you're in a battleship, okay? If you're going after a destroyer, commit to the destroyer. I know you're broadside onto the battleships that are further back, but as soon as you turn your broadside, that's giving a lot of room for the torpedoes to do what torpedoes do. And as you can see, that's exactly what happens. Now we've still got armor piercing loaded. We're shooting into the area that we can actually pin him through the superstructure and stuff. And down he goes. That's our second kill. We've got 70,000 damage. We're not doing terrible. Not doing amazing, but not doing terrible. I'm going to make some mistakes in a minute. And I'll go over those mistakes when we get there. First things first, though, they've got somebody in our base. I'm going to go ahead and go straight to theirs. We've got people there that are in our base that are able to potentially take on the destroyer. So I would have assumed that that destroyer is not long for this world, with 3 battleships nearby that are all gunning for him. So by me going for that, I figure I'll go into the base, start capping. That'll give us ace in the hole. However, if you look at the far right side of the minimap, you'll notice that there's quite a few guys that went that way. 2 destroyers, cruiser, all that good stuff. Their destroyer is detected. He's looking like he's trying to run away. Maybe he's trying to torp a guy to death. Either way, he's not long for this world. And, wait for it, down he goes. And the Iowa's still alive. So that's good. He didn't kill him. Now, I've got the Iowa off to my right side. I'm about to get into the base. He's now within torpedo range, and he's also changing direction. So I'll kind of give him a little bit of a leeway here. I'm trying to figure out what he's doing. I don't want to spray my torpedoes too early, so then we go ahead and we send him anyway. Now that he's not fully turned left or anything like that. And the fact that we've got our torpedoes in the water, I don't want to tip him off and start shooting at him, because a lot of people do that right away, and it immediately makes battleship guys turn. And I need to hit as many of these torpedoes as possible, because that's an Iowa, that's a lot of health, and I'm a destroyer trying to cap his base. So I'm just trying to drive him out of his base. Right now he's contesting it. I can't have him in here because that's bad for me. So we got the torpedoes already out there. They look pretty good. Looks like we're going to get several hits. And unfortunately, German torpedoes don't do the most damage. But 4 hits, and we take over half of his health. 2 floods. He's going to fix that. We get spotted because we fire our guns a half a second before the smoke actually covered us, but it doesn't matter. He's turned away, and he's running for his life. And not a moment too soon, as you can see, all of the Akatsuki torpedoes go right past him. Now, right now, we've got me and the other Akatsuki, the Akatsuki in the base capping. We should be able to win this as long as the Akatsuki doesn't do anything crazy and get himself shot to death, or shot a bunch. Considering the fact that he's in an Akatsuki and they are firing at him, that obviously means he's firing his guns from outside of the ability to be detected. Like, he's outside the smoke screen that I have set right here, and he's just firing his guns, which means they're resetting the base. Also, if you notice, there was some incoming fire from a cruiser, obviously, from that right side, and that cruiser is going to come up and he's going to radar me. Yeah, not preferable, but if he's close enough to radar me, then he's going to make it back into this base. So they've got another destroyer in our base. We've only got the 1 battleship there, and As soon as I get radared here, you'll see that I start to make a decision. I don't know if we would have won this match had I stayed in the base. I really don't. I just don't know that. The Iowa's coming back for another round. I'm radared, so I'm actually visible at the moment. We've got a Richelieu at the end of the channel here, taking on our battleship. We've got most of the game captured, and it gets reset. I think that the Akatsuki is still firing his guns. But either way, that Iowa is about to be inside and stopping the cap. Now, could I take out the Iowa? Absolutely. But the cruiser that's coming back is an American cruiser known as the Indianapolis. And it's very, very good at getting rid of destroyers. So I can't afford to sit there and wait. Yes, we were close to having it capped, but we weren't going to get it capped, in my mind. So that's why I ran away. I'm going to put all of my eggs into taking out this Richelieu. Now, this Richelieu, either by design or by just pure accident, managed to put himself in a position that is very, very difficult for me to attack without taking damage. Because he's right up against the beach, I can't launch torpedoes at him until I get a good shot. I can't afford to not kill him. So I have to wait for the opportunity, and that's going to allow him to get another reload. Now, just as we push in here, you'll see his guns fire, and when his main batteries fire, I know I've got about 20 seconds to get out there and shoot him. Now watch the clock.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
Now we're detected because of the 3-kilometer range on his guaranteed acquisition from the, what do you call it? The spotting mod that you get for Tier 7 battleships. And so I have no choice. I can't fire him yet because they would hit the water, or they would hit the shore. And he's going to get to put a nasty salvo right through my ship. And good news is, there's no way he lives through this. He's toast. There's nothing he can do about it. However, I underestimated where this Akatsuki was, and the Akatsuki finishes me off. Not preferable. Taking all of the damage from that battleship, and then taking the hit from the Akatsuki, meant that we died. The Akatsuki was a one-shot kill, so I could have potentially killed him had I been paying attention. So that was mistake number 3. Now, mistake number 4 is just the fact that I have a teammate that's not playing, and a teammate who hasn't been able to do any damage up to this point that I know of. He has not done a whole lot with his torpedoes that we've seen, and he's not going to do anything smart with his torpedoes from this point on. He's going to try to torpedo this Akatsuki. Now watch the health difference between this Akatsuki and the enemy Akatsuki. The first time you see the enemy Akatsuki, he fires his gun for no reason, gets himself detected by the guy that's in the center. Now he's taking rounds from the Akatsuki, and all he has... Oh, he fired his torpedoes in the direction of the Indianapolis. He takes down the Akatsuki and has taken all of the hits from the Indianapolis. Now he has got very little health left, but he's firing his torpedoes in a wide angle, and the Akatsuki, or the, God bless it, I can't speak today and I apologize. The Indianapolis is in no danger. He's literally not got anything to worry about. The only thing that could potentially be a problem for him is if our teammate in the Nagato over there actually came into the game and played, because then he would just nuke the Indianapolis and it'd be over. But unfortunately for us, that does not happen. We end the game with 94 hits with our guns, which is pretty decent. I think we got a decent amount of damage with our guns. 12 torpedo hits, 7 flooding, and 3 kills. Not bad. 146,000 damage. I'm getting better at the destroyer thing. I still need to learn certain parts of it. I'm not great at predicting where the enemy's going to go once they realize that I'm there. So I miss a lot of torpedoes. But yeah, you can see I'm kind of looking to see what's going on, and he's just... I think he disconnected. So may not even be his fault. But whatever the case, we were a man down from the get-go, and we ended up losing the match because of it. But could I have done more? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And if you like what I'm doing, you guys know what to do. Punch the like button for me. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.